Good morning, or depending on when you're watching this, good afternoon, good evening, or good night. My name's Ross, and as always, told out of Voice of Radio. So today we need to have a look at the new World Championship decks. They've been revealed, they're out, they're here, and I, for one, am absolutely loving it. And we have some new stacking tins, which I am less excited about. But they're still stacking tins, they're still new Pokemon TCG products, we are still going to have a good old chat about them, but I, for one, am at the moment at least, a little more excited about the World Championship decks. And partly there is a selfish thing going on here, but I casted Worlds this year. And any year I casted the World Championships, I have to have the Worlds decks. Because they're about the best way to preserve that memory. I think they are phenomenal. Absolutely love them. Huge fan. Question is, which 4 decks do we get? Well, the first one is easy, because of course we do have Fernando Cifuentes' Crushing Thorns. Or Crushing Thorn, no S. Yeah, the deck that won the World Championships. we kind of have to have the Masters winning deck here. And of course, this was the final I casted this year, and the deck that won the final I casted is particularly special to me. Probably not quite as special to me as it is for, like, you know, the person who actually won Worlds. But, I don't know. I think I'd give them a run for their money. So what else do we see? Well, we've got Ancient Toolbox, which was played by Sakuya Ota, who, of course, was the Junior Division champion from Japan. This one makes, again, absolute perfect sense. Of course, we have the Junior Division champion having their deck printed, and I adore this because, of course, Roaring Moon got beaten, the EX, in the final of Masters, but the single prize version won the final of Juniors, and that was awesome. The other obvious one here is Evan Pavelski's Regidrago deck, because, well, it's a senior champion. Now, it gets awkward when we have doubling up, where we have multiple age divisions winning with the same deck, because we know Pokemon don't want to print the same deck twice with 1 or 2 cards different. That does not look great on the shelf. But here we've got 3 age divisions with 3 different champions, so jobs are good and nice and easy. We're happy. What's the 4th deck? I am delighted about the 4th deck. It is the Don, which is, of course, Jesse Parker's Miraidon deck. Yeah, it is. Jesse Parker unfortunately lost in top 4 to the Iron Thorns deck, which, it's a decent enough matchup, it just didn't go right on the day. But I think I've been pretty clear in my love for Miraidon pretty much since it came out. I absolutely adore Miraidon, so having Miraidon printed as a Worlds deck makes absolute sense to me. Of course, the Masters runner-up was playing a Roaring Moon deck, and it was the EX, not the single prize version, but I still think it's fair to assume it's a little bit too similar, shall we say, to the Juniors winning deck. So I'm not surprised that didn't make it. And that's a little bit sad, right? You make it to the World Championship Finals and you don't get your deck printed as a Worlds deck because your deck is too similar to the Juniors winning deck. Yeah. Unfortunately, that's just the way it goes sometimes. If you really want your deck printed, you kind of have to win Worlds. And like I've said, even then, there is the what happens if multiple age divisions have the same champion. Not an issue this year, but do spare a thought for, you know, people who make the final of Worlds and then don't end up getting their deck printed. Also, it was Sanosuke Shirakawa. Sorry, I've not actually named the runner-up yet. It was Sanosuke who came runner-up with the Roaring Moon EX at the World Championships. Does not get their deck printed. Yeah, that's a little bit sad, unfortunately. That's how it goes. So what do you actually get in these decks then? Well, if we have a look at the back of Fernando's deck here, we can see that you get yourself a 60-card World Championship deck, a booklet, pin, coin, deck box, playmat and poster, don't get excited, they're paper, And it's not like a really big rubber flame or anything, that would be ridiculous. And then a code card for the Pokemon Trading Card Game Live. And we have seen the sell sheet for these. These are launching officially on the 7th of March, 2025, and they are retailing for $20 each. I will be buying all 4 of these without any hesitation whatsoever, because, come on, it's Worlds. I casted this year. I have to buy the Worlds decks. Gonna be interesting to see how I feel about years I don't cast, but for now, you know what? I need these. The pin, everything, it just brings back wonderful memories. The deck box is paper, the playmat is paper, but you do get a really nice coin, a really nice pin, and of course, the actual deck. Very, very important to note, the decks are not tournament legal. They have a different back and all of that. They are signed by the player, all of the cards. These would be amazing if they were. They are not. They never have been since Worlds decks started being printed. These are not legal for tournament play. However, something that's really important about these, they are great for playing old formats. Now, nowadays, the recent years, they're very easy to pick up. They're nice and cheap. But you go back to like 2004, 5, 6, all of that. These Worlds decks are not cheap. They're really expensive now. And part of the reason is old players who want to use them to actually play old formats. Or just as collectibles, I suppose. These are phenomenal. I cannot recommend them highly enough. So just running through them one more time, then show you the back of the box as well. We got Fernando Cifuentes, the Masters champion, with their Crushing Thorns deck. And it does give a lovely little description on the back there, saying that in a field dominated by Pokemon EX and Pokemon V, one future Pokemon turned off their abilities to rampage undefeated through day 1 and take his trainer all the way to a World Champion title. Built around Iron Thorns EX and leaning heavily on coin flip cards like Crushing Hammer and Pokemon Capture, this deck demands a stout heart and a sense of humor. Fortunately, Fernando Cifuentes brought both. Disrupt your opponent's plan by discarding their energy and sending their stuff to the Lost Zone while your star Pokemon stands tall at 230 HP, a real challenge to take down. I love these little descriptions, they make me very, very happy. And then you do of course have a full list of all the cards in the deck, and as Shay said, when Fernando won Worlds, first ever World Champion who only played 4 Pokemon in their deck. How cool is that? Now, Jesse Parker was your top 4 from the Masters division. And there's a lovely little description here talking about, riding Miraidon all the way to top 4 and a little description of exactly how the deck goes, which I think is lovely. It's a deck I'm very fond of. The Junior World Champion, Sakuya Rota. We've got a lovely description there, and obviously we've got a picture of the champions with their trophies as well. Nice little description here about how it's a deck that few of his competitors were expecting, and the power of math. Although, I'm British, it should be maths. Let's be honest here. And then we finish off with Evan Pavelski, who is, of course, your senior champion with Regidrago. And we got a full deck list there, and a nice little description talking about how we got the Apex Dragon attack and all the possibilities, and lots of fun. I like reading the little descriptions. I just love these Worlds decks. I'm an absolute sucker for the Worlds decks. I bought all the ones in 22. I bought all the ones from 23. I will absolutely be buying this quartet from 24. But these were not the only products that were revealed. We do have another set of products that have been revealed, which, like I say, I am personally a bit less excited about, but we do need to mention them quickly. And that is the Pokemon Trading Card Game Stacking Tin 2025. And basically what we've got here are 3 different configurations of stacking tins. One is featured around the Treasures of Ruin. So you might notice here that we've got kind of Ting-Lu on, and the promo images are all over the place here. I'm just going to warn you. But we can see there we got Ting-Lu. For some reason we don't seem to have a proper promotional image of this tin. I don't know why, we just don't. But we've also got a little sticker sheet we can see here. It does come with 2 sticker sheets. Here we got one with Ting-Lu and Chen Pao. We've got one featured around Paradox Pokemon. So here we can see the Gouging Fire side, and here we can see the Walking Wake side, which is kind of cool. And then we can see this sticker sheet with Iron Leaves and Walking Wake. And this sticker sheet with Iron Boulder and Gouging Fire. And then we got one featured around Ogerpon and its masks. So here you can see the teal mask side, and you can see the Wellspring mask side. And then we got a lovely sticker sheet here featuring them as well. Why have we been shown 4 of the 6 sticker sheets on GameStop? I don't know. Why have we been shown 2 sides each of 2 of the tins, but none of the sides properly of the Treasures of Ruin tin? I don't know. The promo images are a little all over the place, I gotta be honest with you. But if we ignore that for a moment, hey, these are coming. And they're pretty cool. They're not the most exciting things, all right? They're stacking tins. Expect them to be the same day. General rule here, of course, is that things releasing on the same day are revealed on the same day. Stacking tins are fine, and as the name might suggest, they very literally stack. But you get packs and stickers. They're cool. They're not for me. They're not designed for me, incidentally. They're not for me. But there's going to be people who like the individual Pokemon. There's going to be people that use a tin for storage. There's going to be plenty of people that like these, and that's cool. For me personally, I am all over these Worlds decks. I am so excited about these Worlds decks. I could not be much more excited about these Worlds decks. For everyone else, they're stacking tins. For now, I want to know what you think about all of this. I want to know your thoughts, your feelings, your opinions. Are you going to pick up all 4 of the Worlds decks? Are you just going to buy 1 or 2? What do you think about the stacking tins? Go nuts in the comment section, but be nice! And then make sure you like this video, subscribe to this channel, follow me on Twitter at @TheWasi. That's where we talk about Pokemon and a whole bunch of other card games. And please do consider checking out patreon.com/PTCG Radio, where you can support the channel, get some bonus podcasts, join a Discord, and all kinds of fun things. And of course, get shout-outs on the channel, like the lovely AB3, who I believe is our longest current continuous patron, who's a very lovely person. So shout out to them for the support and the loveliness. But by far the most important thing as always, look after yourselves till next time, would ya? Thank you very much for watching. My name's Ross, and you've been watching PTCG Radio.